I'm sorry to tell you this, but if you're graduating college in 2026, there will be no job waiting for you. I'm sorry, but it's just the sad truth.
This guy says, I cannot find a job. Notice at this point, I don't know what to do, applied everywhere, cannot get employed. The fact that you can't even get employed at HomeGood just kind of shows you how bad this job market is. Okay, this guy says, how has your income kept up the cost of living? And a lot of people are saying, yeah, cost of living is so high, they can't afford anything. Like, it's getting to the point where 90% of Americans are worried about the cost of groceries. It's really that bad right now. You know, a lot of Americans feel like being in America right now is just awkward. It's weird. Like, everything is so expensive. Go to the grocery store, a couple bags of groceries, like $50. And then you look at your bank account and your checkbook, like, you don't really have that much money. And then you can't get a job, or if you do find a job, it's like very, very low salary. A lot of Americans are getting a little upset with how things are going in the country. Check out some of these videos.
Is anyone else graduating college this year and have literally zero idea what they're doing with their future? Because it's really stressing me out. I'm currently a server and I could literally make $200 to $400 in a shift. So I'm like, girl, like, can I just do this for the rest of my life? But I refuse to do that for the rest of my life because I have ambition, and not that servers don't have ambition, I just cannot do that.
I'm a senior in college and I don't have a job yet, and there's like 100 days till graduation, and people ask me like, oh, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, you tell me. Genuinely, you tell me what I'm gonna do, because I don't even know. And I'm a dance major, so like dance auditions are just starting now. Like, I'm not even behind for my area of study. Like, dance, you wouldn't have a job yet. But when everyone's coming at me like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, let me live. But also, if you're a senior in college that doesn't have a job, I'm right there with you. And especially if you have a very niche major where you aren't necessarily going straight into the workforce, or you wouldn't traditionally have a job lined up, because I know all those finance majors, it's like the norm for them to have jobs lined up back in August. And that's not the norm for every single major. So don't make them feel like it is, because it's not. I know I'm right on track. I know I'm auditioning starting now because this is when audition season starts. And I know I'm not behind. And I know it's okay that I don't have my exact 6 months post-grad lined up. Okay? So
honestly, what is it? What is it? I can't get a fucking job. I literally can't get a fucking job. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. I wanted to be a flight attendant. And I wanted to do it. And I just didn't get the job. And I just can't.
Right now we're gonna lean into a skate vibe for a little
I can't
bit
fucking
here.
believe it.
Artemis first.
It was literally sorority recruitment, which I did that shit in college. So
Turn left, then
why?
left.
Why?
Let me tell y'all how absolutely insane the job market is right now, okay? I quit my job in October because fuck that place and fuck the people there. So that was in October, and I have been looking for a job ever since. Applied a million times online to different places, got declined, and I got a call from Sam's Club at 8 in the morning. What unemployed person is awake at 8 in the morning, okay? Didn't leave a voicemail, didn't leave an email, didn't leave a number to call back. So I called back that number multiple times, didn't get an answer. It was one of those automated things where I was like, press 1 for this department, press 2 for this department. And I was like, I can't, no one's answering. And so I literally got an email the other day, like recently. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. No shit, dude. No fucking shit. Anyways, so I listened to the old heads because they're like, you just need to go door to door and go to these places and ask if they're hiring. That's what I'm out and about doing. I go over to this strip mall, okay? And I go to this, there's a Planet Fitness and a vape shop that I wanted to hit. So I go over to the vape shop, and I go in the vape shop, and she's like, hey, how can I help you? And I'm like, hey girl, because I've seen her before. I said, hey girl, I have a question. She's like, what's up? And I said, are y'all hiring? And she said, I got you. And I get a paper application, okay? And she's like, come back at noon tomorrow. I'm like, awesome, thank you. And then I go over to Planet Fitness. I go up to this desk, and this girl, I said, hey, she goes, hey. I said, I have a question. She's like, okay. I said, are y'all hiring? And she's like, did you apply on Indeed? And I go, no. She goes, okay, let me get my manager. And so she goes over 20 feet and gets the manager that was just vacuuming. And she's like, and he comes up to me and he's like, so you haven't applied on Indeed? And I go, no. And he said, okay, well, it's a 3-step interview process. You are a gym. Why do you have a 3-step interview process that starts on Indeed? He's like, well, there's 4 to 5 people ahead of you, so you're probably not going to get in by the time your application comes through, and da-da-da. I'm like, okay, thanks. Like, I don't understand. How did I get into a vape shop easier than a gym?
This is just my 2 cents based on some videos that I've seen on the internet so far. If y'all are under the impression that there are multiple jobs in the tech space right now, and it's so easy to get a 9 to 5 and everyone's making $300K in the tech space right out of college, that is wrong. Don't fall under these spells. Like, yeah, there are jobs, but the tech market is severely suffering. I know that there's like misinformation all over the web, but the Bay Area has been reporting on the news over and over again that if you are straight out of college with a CS degree, you are not going to get a job. And I'm not here to be a downer. I just want to make sure that y'all are aware that the tech hub isn't hiring. So if you get a job, I'm so happy, so happy. Please help other people as best as you can. But if you're leak coding and you can't get a job, it's not you, bestie.
Have you been having a hard time getting a job in 2025? Because same. I graduated college with my bachelor's in December of 2024 and started applying for jobs in October of 2024. For context, I was working in the food service industry. A couple of months ago, switched to the retail industry working a similar job. Other than that though, I have had no luck finding a job anywhere near what I want to do. The other day I saw a stat that said something along the lines of, for every job that you apply for, each applicant has about a 1% chance of getting that particular job, which made me think, in 2025, is it easier to get a job or to become an influencer? So that's why I'm starting this series, to see whether it is easier to get a job or become an influencer in 2025. So the rules are, I have to apply to at least 1 to 2 jobs per day, as well as post at least 1 TikTok per day. At the end of the week, I'll sit down and we'll go over how many jobs I applied for, how many interviews I got, and how many job offers I got. We'll also go over how many TikToks I uploaded, how many views I got, and how many new followers I got. So how do we determine the winner? If I get hired at a job that is not retail or the food service industry, I will have gotten a job first. But if I'm able to make my current monthly salary in 1 month from influencing, then it'll be easier to become an influencer. If you're interested to see whether it's easier to get a job or to become an influencer in 2025, stick along for this journey to see what happens, because, I mean, nothing bad can come from this. Either I get a job, become an influencer, or I just have fun making content and find a new hobby.
Getting rejected by a job at 3 a.m. is wicked work. Like, that's what we doing? Riddle me this. Imagine you apply to a job. You get referral for the job. You know somebody, they put you D, cool. They reach out to you to interview for the job. You do the interview. For some reason, the interviewer is a little lost and confused. Talk about some, oh, I'm not typically on this side of things. I don't know what the hiring process is gonna look like. I don't know what hours they want the person to work. I don't know too many details, but I just know that they want to move fast. Oh, okay, red flag. The hell? Proceeds to ghost you for 3 weeks. Oh, so you reach out to inquire. You email a human being's email address. They send you the automatic rejection email at 3 a.m. I don't need to work. Like, I'm not begging for manual labor.
I've applied to maybe 30 jobs in the past 2 months. I've gotten rejected from every single one, and it's very much taught me that, like, you might as well just pursue your dreams, because the job market is so bad at this point that there's an equal chance of you being successful at your dream as there is you getting a job at this point.
I graduated PA school end of April, and now it's approaching the end of September, and I am still unemployed. And it's come to the point that job interviews have been like, what was your first job? Like, I don't see it in your resume. And I have to tell them, oh, I haven't started working yet. I took 6 weeks off to study for the PAN, spent a full month in Vietnam, and then I just took time for myself. I didn't start applying to jobs until the beginning of August, so it's been less than 2 months. I did receive an offer, but I didn't take it because the hours were horrible and I wouldn't really get training, and that is my priority. The current jobs I'm applying to, hours are also horrible, but what's better about it is they have like a couple months of training, which I would prefer. I'm like exhausted from interviewing. I think I've had like 10 or so interviews, maybe more, and then each of those had multiple parts of interviews. So it's just like so much time. If I were to do it again, I don't know if I would have applied earlier. I just really need to study for my PANs and focus on graduation at that time.
Hello TikTok. This video is brought to you by a freshly graduated international student, and before you see it, if you think that I look a little sick with this filter, you'd be surprised to know that I look even more sick without it, because I've been continually crying for the last 2-3 days, and yes, this video is going to be a crash out. Now that people who don't resonate with this content have already scrolled past, let's talk about how life has been post-grad. I've been pretty open about the fact that I feel in my bones that I have genuinely outgrown this small town that I'm living in, and that I want to move out. I posted a series on it, being like delusional move out series, I'm gonna make it out of this town, blah blah blah. And yes, I did make a couple mistakes down the line. Applied for my OPT super late, and I signed a 1-year lease in a state I genuinely don't see myself living in. But having said that, do I still know that I am worthy of working in America because I'm skilled? I've had 4 or 5 internships throughout college. I literally broke records with my internships. International students, we are so talented. We have been around the world. We have that global mindset, adaptability. I don't know why like jobs are literally not out there being like, oh my god, I want international students. There's just so much we bring to the table. For my case, I'm a business major and my OPT is like 1 year. Jobs are just literally not looking to hire somebody for that year. What the hell? Like, why not? If you get to have a fresh perspective in your company for a year, why wouldn't you take that as a business? You know, I don't understand it. I have tried so freaking much to land a marketing job, and I know that this is what I do best. I have like 5 years of experience at 22 years old in marketing. I started at 2020 when I started my own small business in Nepal during COVID and sold over 10,000 units of silk products within that 1 year, all online. I know what it is like to build a community. I know how to build a brand. Literally, I'm more than skilled, you know, but I still don't like it. I'm sorry this video is like complete crash out, but I just need a place to express myself. I'm grateful that TikTok is here. I'm gonna keep trying 1 more month to find a job in the United States in marketing. If it does not come through in a month time, it is literally my last straw. I am going to book a 1-way ticket to Nepal, pack my bags, and leave. It's America's loss, big time. Any company in America would be lucky to have someone like me working with them because there's just so much I bring to the table, and I know that. You know, right now it's like I'm still doing UGC stuff and everything, but it's literally not enough to pay my bills, and I need a full-time job. And in 1 month, if I don't get it, literally it's America's loss. Either ways, TikTok will be with me still. I'm not gonna abandon my personal brand this time. Speaking my heart out here made me feel so much better. You guys are really in for a ride.
I'm applying to jobs and I got through like the bottom of the application where it's asking you like a few questions. Tell me why after filling everything out, these motherfuckers say submit a 1 to 2 minute video on why you want to work here. And a time where you help the customer do whatever. The fuck? If you think I'm gonna take the time to record, to plan, think, record, and upload a 1 to 2 minute video, you got me fucked up. Honestly, whoever does that will just get the job. Because who the fuck is doing that? Do you think you're the only application? Do you think you're the only one I'm doing to take the time to to think of an answer, record the video, and upload the video. You got me 3 ways fucked up. Oh my fucking God.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have layoffs by the end of this week. I will keep you posted if you're seeing this. Probably the case. That was Monday. This is Thursday. I was sure I was getting laid off on Tuesday. Did not happen. So we'll see. I agree, mommy. Wednesday the 5th, we got news that in the next 10 days we'll know about these layoffs. So trust your intuition. I'll keep you posted. It's Monday the 10th of November, D-Day week. We'll see. I feel like shit today, so I took a sick day just to remind myself that, you know, jobs will come and go, but my priority should always be my mental health. Today was a big nothing burger. I don't know what they're waiting for to drop news. We'll see what happens. I'm safe for now, so I'm on a trip to Mexico. Worries, leaving them behind. There was a message sent out to the entire company that we should know by December 3rd what's going on, and tomorrow's December 3rd, so we'll see. We actually only got news on December 12th that their layoffs are going to happen the day before Christmas Eve.
No questions. I'm just sorry that you guys are both in this situation. I know this is a very uncomfortable place to be in, so just so you know, you have my utter empathy, and it's too bad that you guys have to do this, and this is part of your job. And I'm sorry that I'm showing this much emotion. That's just how I am. I'm sad because of the team, obviously, because I really care about the people. But obviously, I would love to see a written contract of what we discussed, because, you know, the laws in France are different than in Canada. And being that I'm in a managerial position, I respect that you guys are giving me 4 weeks notice, but legally, I think I'm entitled to at least 2 to 3 months. So I think that's more of a discussion, though, that I'll have with Amel. I would love to see the written agreement of this closure, essentially, of my permanent contract, and then at which point we can definitely discuss, how the severance is gonna work out. But I appreciate the kind words. It was an honor to work under you, Remy, and I think you're gonna do amazing things with the team despite the horrible circumstances. So I really wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
If y'all didn't know and didn't see, UPS and Amazon is finna lay off over 20,000 people. 20,000 people. So that means everybody is literally finna be applying. Everybody is finna be literally applying for the same job. So that means if you apply for something, it's about a few more people that's applying for another job. When I tell y'all the ones that voted that orange man in office, okay? Not me. Y'all did that. And now y'all see the outcome of it. It's so terrible right now because we're finna hit a super big recession. Like, I'm telling you, $15 for people, if it's not more than $20, $25 an hour, if you don't have a degree, none of those things, it's really not gonna matter. You're gonna have to get in where you fit, and that means getting any job that they have. And it got so bad, but y'all should have thought about this before y'all voted.
What's up, y'all? So y'all know a couple months ago, back in June, I was terminated from my job in Chase. I've been unemployed since then, and what pissed me off this morning is that it's so crazy how I've been applying for jobs consistently. I'm talking about jobs that I applied to months ago are just now emailing me back today about how I didn't get the position, or, you know, it's other qualified candidates. And y'all, I have experience in not only mortgage, loans, claims. I have my insurance adjuster license. I'm experiencing insurance verification. Like, the credentials are there. Let's not get that confused. The experience is there. Years, almost 7 years of all this experience. And when I tell y'all, I have not been able to get not one interview, not one phone interview. And what's today is? So if I got fired in 4 months, like, I feel like that's so insane to me. And it's already hard enough trying to navigate life outside of being a corporate girl. Like, trying to figure out what I'm talented. Well, I already know what I'm talented in, but just trying to maneuver the space is already mentally challenging enough. And for y'all to sit up in here and email me back 30, 60 days later telling me I ain't get the job is pissing me off even more. So for my unemployed people who recently lost their job this year, let me know how y'all journey is going, and if I'm the only one that's experiencing this, not getting any type of opportunity to even get on a phone interview. Like, it can't just be me. But what I can tell y'all is that during my time off, I have been getting so many opportunities outside of just corporate shit. Like, I have really tapped into my creativity times 10, and I've just been getting a lot of opportunities in the avenue that I specialize in. So I'm not really stressed and depressed about, not having a job right now. But I don't know, we're gonna see. But y'all let me know in the comments, is it just me, or y'all ain't getting no interviews neither? What's going on?
80% of Amazon workers will be fired before 2026. Guys, this is insane. Look at this. Amazon just announced 14,000 layoffs. Its CEO made over $40 million last year. UPS announced 48,000 layoffs. Its CEO made over $24 million last year. Intel announced 20,000 layoffs. Its new CEO's package is valued at nearly $69 million. This is what I mean when I say the system is rigged, guys. This is crazy. And yes, the system is rigged indeed. Look at what people are saying in the comments. Perhaps move to a country where there is not a bunch of large corporations running things, question mark. Mongolia, Somalia, Pakistan. Let's see what the general quality of life is going to be like for you there. You know the next step in the AI sequence is universal basic income, right? Question mark. And yeah, Jay, very true. This person said, what cuts will these CEOs need to take in order to save these jobs? And I have no clue. Yeah, they're going to have to definitely take some cuts though. But yeah, guys, I have no clue what to say about all this. This is actually kind of crazy. It's really not that much money, but drop your guys' thoughts in the comments about this.
But anyone who's lost their job, I want you to know it is gonna get better. The place I'm at now, 1,000 times better than where I was. 1,000 times better. 1,000. And it sucked being laid off. I was hopeless. I was crying. I felt like I had no purpose. But now I'm not thankful yet, but I'm like, okay, I've got a job that's way better. I'm working with people that are amazing, like so supportive, like, so better things can come. And I know that sucks. Like, you don't want to fucking hear that after you've been laid off, but like, just in the back of your mind, know it'll get better.
Unemployment is not the worst thing in the world. I promise you that. I don't know about you, but it was really hard for me to figure out how to make ends meet while I was employed. So becoming unemployed didn't scare me as much, seeing as I was already in that survival mode, and I just stayed in the survival mode, but now without a 9-to-5. I simply just found new ways to make money. I found new ways to adapt to my circumstances that gives me more potential to make even more money than I was making before I was unemployed. There is a stigma behind being unemployed because of the fact that it's the only way that we've been taught to make money. But when you're pushed up against a wall and you don't have that source of income, you will find other ways to make money. And not only will you find other ways to make money, but you'll put yourself in a position to make even more money. But the very first step in order to do that is coming to a place of acceptance and letting go of the fear of not knowing what's to come. And this particular position of acceptance is when you start to grow and manifest the life that you actually always wanted for yourself. And get to a place where starting a business doesn't seem so bad. Starting a life for yourself doesn't seem so bad. So sometimes the very first step to the rest of life is losing something that you thought you wouldn't be able to live without. Not having a 9 to 5 doesn't scare me. I don't think that it should scare you either. I think that it should provide you with the room you need in order for you to grow. Because at that job, you might have been capacity. And it's time to pop that lid off and really start to live the life that you live.